Hello everyone, Auvbri here, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. So this speed build is a very special one. This is my 5,000 subscriber speed build, and it's also a build that I have been working on for so long. Shut up! Sorry, my phone. For so long that I can't even remember when I actually started this. So it's been a long way coming, but I've been working on it like from drawing to game. It actually only took me like 4 hours to do this. And I think it turned out pretty awesome. I'm so happy about how it turned out. But yeah, just the drawings and how to do stuff actually took the longest time. So if you haven't already figured out, this is a mountain village build. So I tried to create like this fake mountainside, and we kind of have 3 levels to that. And going from the top of the mountain down to the foot of the kind of mountain hill thing, there is like this beautiful beautiful river. That was the word I was looking for. River that I kind of bind together with a lot of damn, I just lost all my words. I bind it together with some waterfalls, and I kind of use, like, if you've seen my futuristic park build, you kind of know how I make the waterfalls by now. And I try to make this look as authentic as possible. So I also try to kind of hide the staircases into the mountainsides, and I think it turned out really good. So on the big side of the mountain, we can call that the right side from the where you actually look at the lot. So from the right side, we have 3 different houses, all going from top down. The top one is the smallest of them, and the biggest one is the one at the foot of the mountain. But each of these houses I tried to make look really unique and feel really unique, and I'm so happy about how it turned out. So here you're just watching me build the mountain around the base of the waterfall here. This actually took a lot of time, and if you have watched my Asian mountain build, you would know that this is really tedious work. It takes a lot of time, but the end result is just so amazing that I don't really mind doing it. And I kind of use like these, I'm not sure what they are. They kind of like these, I don't know, seating things for the outside. But they just work really well when you actually put them together with scale them up, and they just look beautiful as the mountain base, and I just love how that look. I kind of combine those with kind of like the stone table, and then we use some of the regular stones as well to bind it all together, and I think it looks beautiful. I'm so happy about how this turned out. If you want this build, you can of course get it from the gallery. Still no link, sorry. I've been talking to EA about it, but it doesn't seem to do anything, so I've just kind of given up, and I hope at some point it will return so I can actually give you guys a link in the description. But for now, no link. Sorry, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But yeah, just working on the back of the mountain here, and again, scaling these up. This is what you will see a lot throughout this build. Me just scaling things up and making things look good, and kind of trying to blend everything together to create this really fake mountain, but make it look as realistic as it possibly could. So I just put out all of these different types of rocks that I would use, and I just kind of copy pasted everything. So here we're working on the first of the small houses, and I like to call this just small village houses. I'm not actually sure how else to describe it, but in my mind, if you have seen the movie what is it called in English? You know, like the Disney movie with the emperor who becomes a llama. I can't remember what it's called though. But yeah, if you've seen that movie, I kind of took some inspiration from that. You know, with creating mountains and kind of have different houses all around, small houses. So in this first house, excuse me, in this first house we have a very small house, and this house contains all the things that you would need, but just a very confined space. And I actually decided to move the toilet and the all of the toiletries and bath outside, so we kind of have like this little outhouse, and I thought that was a cool idea as well. I'm just putting in a lot of things here that I want to use throughout this build. So we kind of have a fountain, not fountain, what is it called? You know, like that wishing well thing. And I just kind of put everything around. So in this build, there's only 3 houses. I call it a small village in my, you know, a mountain village. And it kind of is. It's, you know, if you could kind of picture this being like in a bigger picture where these smaller houses would be all around the place, like in a mountaintop. This is just like a little part of that. And I tried to do my best recreating it. But here we have this little outhouse. And I didn't want to use a lot of modern things here. I tried to keep everything as simplistic as possible. To kind of go with what I was trying to do here. And I was just testing out everything to see if she could use it. I also used the staircase a lot throughout this build, because if you watched my Asian mountain build, you would know that I had the darndest trouble with those staircases. That she would not go up. And then when she reached the top, sometimes she wouldn't go down. But everything in this build works. I've tested it out multiple times. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, as I said, I didn't want to use a lot of modern things here. Of course, you need to have a stovetop and a fridge. That's just the way it is. But I chose the ones that looks the oldest to me, and I tried to really create a old looking kitchen here, with not too much modern technology. Again, just placing out some stuff that I want to use later. But yeah, I tried to give these houses also different types of looks throughout this build. So this house here is definitely more cozy. Maybe like an old working family lives here. So there is a lot of clutter on the wall, as well as pictures of old things. And I tried to make these houses look, I don't know, kind of, I just have this mountain village in mind, and I just wanted it to look really cozy and nice and like a really little community like you see in that Disney movie. And I kind of think I achieved that. I'm really happy about how it turned out. I'm so happy about how it turned out, actually. And this build is for you guys. You guys really do deserve everything that I make. You are the reason that I make everything that I do, and you deserve every last bit of it. And just thank you so much for letting me get to 5,000 subscribers. I really hope someday to get to 10,000, maybe even 20,000. You know, I have dreams for this channel, and I really hope to reach it one day. But I'll take it one day at a time. I'm really happy about where I am now. So I was looking for some hay here to kind of create like this little spot for like maybe a cow or something. Excuse me, for a cow or something. But those plants were actually the best I could do that looked like kind of hayish. Hayish? Is that even a word? I don't think so. But yeah, I try to mimic as many things as possible. Here we're just working on the mountain a bit again. So this is kind of what you will see me do. I kind of switch back and forth between the mountain and the houses just because building the mountain is really tedious work, and at times I felt like just quitting the game and just not doing it anymore because it was so tedious. So I kind of switched in between doing the mountain stuff and doing the houses, and it kind of worked. I think it's definitely for the best that I did that. Ah, damn! I have such a sore throat though. But yeah, I think it's the best that I did that. So it's kind of a higher quality build for you guys as well. Again, here just doing some really tedious work, but it has to be done. And creating a mountainside here. Ah, damn! I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on here with my throat. This is just weird. But yeah, just creating some more mountain. And I said this before, but I tried my darndest to hide the staircases as best as I could. So this one is kind of going in between mountains, and we kind of have some things go over it, so it doesn't actually look like there's a staircase there. I am going to change the color of that staircase to a more gray one, and we're also going to change the wallpaper of this kind of stone wallpaper to I believe it's a gray brick, but it just looked better and more realistic when looking at it. But here I was just testing again, kind of building this little entrance, and she could still use the staircase, so that is fantastic. We are, of course, going to, decorate everything with lots of plants and stuff just to make it look realistic and look really good. And I'm just so happy about how it turned out. This is the best build that I have ever made. Like, seriously, it's maybe seem like a very simple build, but there's just so many elements that goes into this. And I'm just so happy about how it turned out. I really hope you guys like it as well as I do. Just because it's a very special build to me. It's 5,000 subscribers, 5,000 of you people. I mean, that's crazy, and I just feel so blessed and lucky to have people watch my content, because at times I kind of question whether or not I'm good enough to be doing this. But when you guys give me such awesome feedback and I see the subscriber count keep growing and the watch rate keep growing as well, I just feel like, okay, so people like what I'm doing. I should be doing this. And you guys are amazing at giving feedback and saying, hey, this is pretty awesome, and I just want to thank every one of you for that. So we've been working here. I've just done the layout for the second house. This is the second biggest house, so as we go down the mountain, the houses get a bit bigger. But this house doesn't actually have an outhouse. I decided to incorporate the bathroom into this house, but this is also the only house where the bathroom is incorporated into the house. So the biggest house down at the foot of the mountain actually has an outhouse as well. And the reason for that is I didn't want to ruin the way that the inside of the big house looked. But yeah, here I'm just decorating the roof, and I thought it could look kind of cool if this just looked like it was a bit overgrown maybe. So I decided to put in some flowers all around the place, and also put some grass on one of the roofings just because I thought that looked good. And yeah, just here again you see me put grass and flowers on the roof, and I thought it looked good that it was kind of overgrown, and that kind of everything just grew everywhere because nobody really cared and everybody loves nature here. Again, working on the path of the river. That was the word I was looking for, river. um, and I'm really happy about how this turned out. I cannot say this too much, but this just turned out even better than I could have possibly imagined. I'm so happy about how it turned out. So here I tried to create like this little backyard thing, if I can call it that. Just to kind of break it up a bit, but I decided just to put in tons of flowers. And as you can see me here, I cannot figure out what to do. Should I do tedious work or should I continue on the houses? And then I was like, you know what? This needs to be done. And I'm on this floor or level at the moment, so I might as well just do it. So I decided just to put in a bunch of rocks. And then when I was done with that, I just thought to myself, you know what? No, this doesn't look good. So I decided to put in some rocks at the bottom of this pool. Because let's face it, it's a pool. And I just thought, you know what? Rocks on the bottom here just makes it look a bit more realistic. So this part of the pool is actually accessible and usable for your sim. I didn't put rocks in the whole pool, so you can definitely use that. We're gonna change the color in the river. That was a word. I don't know why I keep forgetting that word, but I changed the wallpaper in the river just to kind of make it look a bit more realistic and just get a kind of darker tone, which I really like how that turned out. And we're gonna put plants and stuff around it as well, but I'm just working again here on the outside of this house, putting in some plants, a lot of plants here and a lot of overgrown stuff. And I also use these kind of, I don't know what they're actually used for, but this kind of little nub, like this little wooden nub that you can kind of put any place on the house. I don't actually know what it's for, but I just thought, you know what, that actually looks cool and it kind of ties everything together. I also did that on the first house, but not in the back. And I just thought, that kind of looks like that is the part that actually holds up the roof, and I just thought that was a cool idea. So I just continue on with that, and here just building a little backyard, putting in a lot of flowers. I tried my best to decorate everything as well as possible in here, and here you actually see me change the wallpaper. That just made it look so much better because it actually hides the wall behind it much better than the other wallpaper did, and I just thought that's how it should look, and that's just beautiful. So here again, working on another part of the rock mountain thing, putting in some stones. Everything is good, and trying to make it look realistic and acceptable. And I don't know why, but these plants just make it look better, kind of growing out from the rocks, and it kind of also, I don't know, it just gives like this depth to it and kind of fills out these blank spaces that you can actually put anything on, and it just makes it look so much better. But the outside for this level is pretty much done. So I decided to just copy paste the bathroom down to this one. So every single bathroom in this build is the same, whether it's in an outhouse or inside the house. Just to kind of, keep everything tied together. This is a very simple way of living, but everything just works so well for me. I keep saying I'm so happy about how it turned out, and I know you guys get that by now, but I really spend a lot of time on this build, and I want you guys to love it as much as I do, because I really do think that it turned out amazing. And I need to stop saying really all the time, because people have pointed that out to me. I try to do less of that, and when you're actually aware of something you do, but you weren't aware until people pointed out to you, that gets really annoying in your head. It's like, oh my god, stop saying really all the time. Stop saying that word. It's so annoying. And I definitely didn't know that. But yeah, as you can see in this build as well, everything is kind of crammed together, but everything is fully functional. Everything works. Just testing it out there. And I kind of like that. It just feels so much more homey. Put in a lot of stuff that just made everything look so much better, and so happy about how it turned out. So you might be wondering now, okay, so if the right side is only for residential kind of houses, what is the left side for? Well, I am happy to tell you that on the left side of this build, I decided to do a lot of activities. So we kind of have like this bonfire thing that I believe came with Get Together, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe that came with Get Together, and we have like this kind of wishing well. And we have a little spot where you can sit, and there's just a lot of nice things that fits into what this is all about. So that's kind of what I did on the left side of the build. Maybe not seem that exciting, but there's a lot of activities to do out on that side of the build, and everything just fits in so well that I just thought, that's fine by me. That's fine. It's not as spectacular as the rest of the build, because I tied everything together by putting in a lot of plants and a lot of decorations. So I think it's okay that it looks the way that it looks, and I did what I did over there. Again, the staircase is on the left side. It's not that hidden. I maybe could have done that better. Looking back at it now, but what's done is done, and I'm not gonna dwell in the past because I'm happy about how it turned out. What am I doing here? I can't even remember this, and this video is so long too. I apologize for that. Yeah, such a super long video, but there's a lot of things going on here. So the big build in the bottom here, I decided to have a little outhouse, and the problem I had with this outhouse is that the walls were so high. It's like the medium wall height, but it just looks so weird with the outhouse. So I decided to put some rocks around it and kind of hide the fact that it just looked like the world's tallest outhouse in the world. So I kind of tried to hide that, and we're gonna put in some plants around it as well in a little bit. But yeah, as I said, this part of the pool is fully functional. So your sim can actually jump into that and swim around it. But the rest of the pools that I kind of use as a river is not functional at all. So you cannot do anything particular with that except enjoy the beautiful river. So yeah, everything is good. And then I was like, okay, so these roofs need something more. So I decided to put in some roof pieces, not roof pieces, like roof decorations in form of some chimneys. I know there's not actually any what is it called, fireplaces inside of the houses, but I just kind of thought, you know what, these stoves actually use wood, and then that smoke could kind of go out of there. I don't know, but it just looks good, and I'm happy about how it turned out. So this is the big house. It of course has a separated bedroom, but I decided to keep it kind of open and have like this archway into the bedroom. So this also has the big kitchen. And again, the kitchen look around the same as the other kitchens in the other builds. I tried to kind of let this build be a bit more high end. I still used a lot of the same furniture and a lot of old looking furniture, but I tried to kind of make this look like the more expensive of the builds, and like, okay, this build is kind of the where the more rich people would live, kind of, I think. And creating some little pathways here. Now, that was something I wanted to do on each level, but I couldn't actually do that because you can only use terrain paint on the ground level, which is super annoying. It would have been so much easier if there was some sort of terrain editing in this game. I mean, what is going on? It's been like over 2 years now and there's still no terrain editing. That is so weird, and I don't understand why. I mean, at some point I understand, because there's that whole thing with you can pick up whole houses and rooms and stuff like that, so it had to move everything around. But I mean, come on, it can't be that difficult. Planet Coaster's doing it, and that is not even a Sims game, so come on, EA, make it happen. There's a lot of things wrong with this game, but as many things there is wrong, there is a lot of things that The Sims 4 actually also gets right. I do love this game. It's a great game. The only problem with The Sims 4 is that The Sims 3 exists, and that is the biggest downfall to The Sims 4, is that The Sims 3 exists and kind of, you know, kicks The Sims 4 in the butt and kind of say, hey, I can do that and even a lot of things better and many things more than you can. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, on the top here, we kind of have the wishing well, and I'm also going to place like a little eating area. We kind of get a barbecue up here. And as you can see, when I actually placed in these rocks, kind of stone thingies, I'm not actually sure what they are, but seating stone things, the space up here wasn't actually as big, and that's kind of what I imagined as well. It not being as big at the upper level. So that actually kind of worked out for me. Not having that much space at top, and I'm just here again just kind of working on the damn, I lost the word, the rocks, the mountainside there was. I'm just kind of working on that. So we have like this little bonfire here, placing in some plants and ferns just to kind of tie everything together and make it look not so bland. Putting in some trees, because trees also make a huge difference. And this it's turning out to be a really great build, and I really like how you can feel that this is kind of a mountain, but also has the vibes of a lot of nature as well. And I'm so excited for you guys to see this. It has taken such a long time to do, and I'm just happy about how it turned out. So the last thing we need to do now is create waterfalls. So I'm gonna do this the same way that I did in the futuristic park build. So we need to create a base where we have these sprinklers go upwards, so it kind of looks like there is a wall of water, and then we kind of need a base as well where it's kind of splashing all around. And I just kind of used this for all of the places. This took a lot of time, but it actually doesn't seem like that watching it now in a sped up version. But it took a lot of time, and it's just one of those tedious things that you have to do, but the end result is just so beautiful, so it doesn't even matter. If, you know, it's the best I could do with the waterfall, because there is a certain point when you get too many sprinklers into the game that it's just, the frame rate just drops. And I mean, like, seriously drops to 15 or something, and that's just ridiculous. But yeah, everything just looks beautiful, and this is huge build. So here we have the pictures. The first house. So we're gonna take the houses by order, and then have screenshots of the whole landscape and at the end. So yeah, just enjoy the screenshots, and remember, again, if you want this build into your game, you can find it in the gallery. Just search my origin ID, Auvbri, and you should be able to find every single thing that I upload. Remember to follow me on there, and follow me here on YouTube as well if you haven't already done that. I upload every single week, almost, when work is not too busy. But yeah, I upload every single week, let's plays, house builds, all that stuff. And if you guys love what I do, then please remember to subscribe and like and share it with your friends. Tell the world about this channel, because I really want it to grow, and I want you guys to grow with me. So this is this is for you guys as well as for myself. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and there's nothing else for me to say. Just have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for 5,000, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye.